College football experience, Dantabase top 25 week 12 edition and weekday college football game preview episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Yes, Underdog is hooking up new customers. Play just $5. Get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up with our promo code. That is TCE SGPN. So do that. And remember, as always, folks, to let it ride.
Hey, what's up, you degenerate gamblers? This is Bill Burr, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride, baby.
Yes. Woo! Welcome to the college football experience. Dantabase week 12 edition on a Tuesday. And a loaded slate of the weekday game previews. YouTube.com/thecollege experience. I will start off. I got several DMs say, where was this show last night? Well, it's hard to do shows and also go out and watch the sports that you love. And VCU, NC State, me and NC Nick had that marked as a fantastic basketball game, and it delivered. It was a fantastic basketball game. So basically, I had to put that on ice till tonight. I know there was 3 MAC games. That's why you get the SGPN app, which is free to download in the App Store and Google Play Store, because you would have got my picks. But I actually think it was a good thing, because when I look at what's been happening, I was 0-2-1 on my MAC plays tonight. So if you didn't catch it, maybe it was a good thing. Or I'm sorry, the fact I didn't do it, I guess. Or if you didn't catch the picks in the SGPN app. Maction Tuesday. We avoided giving out some true lemons, or at least I did. I'm curious what you did. If you're wondering who the hell you're listening to, my name is Colby Swinging Dantabase Dan, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fist, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
And you're nothing but a chameleon, lemon-headed, coward, terrorist pussy. And I'm after you, buddy. You're going to pay for it. Good night.
Actually, I was 1-2. I apologize. Why did I think Bowling Green won? I drove today for a few hours, so I missed some of the action. 1-2 because of the Akron Zips cashing for me. I am joined by my co-host. He is also the host of the College Basketball Experience. And yes, after this beautiful fucking show, we will probably take a 20-minute break and then go live talking college hoops, because the slate was fantastic tonight. We will get after it. But give it up for Farmer, Staffer at Austin P with the Governors, South Carolina with the Gamecocks, and West Virginia with the Mountaineers. Ryan McIntyre, aka Moneyline Mac. What's up, brother?
What's up, man? Yes, I went 2-1. The Minutemen came through finally.
Oh, dude, I finally was like, I can't take them. I was like, after losing last week so bad, and then knowing Ohio was in a desperate spot. Yeah. But bad play, and then I took Northern Illinois in the points as well. Thought it might be a little slippery. Definitely was for like a quarter and a half or something. But yeah,
13 lead.
There you go. Yeah. And then they fucking give up 35-6 run by Western Michigan. Fantastic work, NIU. Hey, the MAC race, Western Michigan, that pretty much solidifies them, right? I feel like that.
Yeah.
I think that. What do they got next week? They got Eastern, is it, or Central? Eastern. I still think they're probably in, even if they lose, right? I'd have to do a deep dive on that.
We'll know after tomorrow night. Once those 2 4-2 teams shake out, and then who else plays tomorrow night? It is
Buffalo and Miami, Ohio is the big one, and then you have the Kent State game. We'll talk about those in a minute here.
Yeah, Central.
Yeah. Shout out to the chat. Someone wondering about the vintage TCE sweatshirts. We're working on bringing those back to the store. Someone saw me. Shout out to multiple fans met up at the NC State game last night. So shout out to that. It was a great game. And really appreciate everyone coming out and meeting. Very cool. Oh shit, Eric in the chat giving us $100 just like that.
There we go.
16-9 in basketball. Thanks to you, gents. There we go. Amen, man. Appreciate you. And we are very, very grateful for hooking us up. We got a lot of news to talk, Mac. I know this is our Dantabase Top 25 episode, but man, it's loaded. It's loaded with I kind of threw 2 episodes into one. So yeah, let's just. I mean, we got to get to the basketball show. This thing's going to be rocking for a few hours, I think. Major news out of Blacksburg, Virginia, where Jamie Franklin, a coach who is all time 104 and 45. Actually, I think he might even be better than that because of the Vanderbilt run. But at Penn State, he was 104 and 45, and at Vanderbilt, 24 and 15. So what is that? 128 and 60 all time. Is now a Virginia Tech Hokie. That, in my opinion, is a home run hire. I think they got the best coach available. I mean, unless Chris Peterson is going to get back into college football, I think Virginia Tech just hired the best coach available. And I know you're a Dub V fan.
Mm-hmm.
We got to get that game on the schedule. Franklin versus Rich Rod. Yeah. And then I love to see the arms race that is within the state of Virginia, from Liberty and James Madison, which have a shit ton of money. But also, you've seen 3 donors step up to the plate over the past 12 months with Virginia football. Don't let them make the playoffs this year, because I think it could be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, because Virginia has serious money. But I got to get your thoughts on all of this. James Franklin is Virginia Tech's new football coach. Your thoughts, buddy?
Oh, I mean, Virginia Tech fans should be ecstatic. This you couldn't have done any better than this. Hey, Franklin, I know we joke about not winning the big game, but there's something said for getting to the big game. And Virginia Tech just wants to get to the dance, get to the big game, keep knocking on the door. He was great at 2 different programs, rebuilt 2 different programs at Penn State, 104 and 45 in his 11 years there. And then at Vandy, he was 24 and 15. So he's rebuilt 2 different programs. He's going to rebuild Tech. And I got to think Tech is going to be right there in the thick of things in the ACC once again. This is an easy hire to sell. And if you look at his track record too, he has spent multiple stops in the DMV area, whether it was at Maryland multiple times. I know JMU's not really in the DMV, but still in the state of Virginia. So not too far down the road from Blacksburg. So you should be ecstatic, Virginia Tech fans.
And I'm one that I didn't think he deserved to be fired at Penn State. But I also understand the expectations they had this year, but I'm one where I think you look at what he had a hard time with Ohio State and he had a hard time with some ranked teams, but he was building up Penn State. I still think you get into the 12-team playoff. If it wasn't for a Drew Aller interception, they might have played for the national championship last year.
Yep.
They probably should have played, because I felt like they were outplaying at one point in the game, the Irish, but this is a slam dunk hire, and I'm curious. This is what the ACC needed, dude. To me, we'll see with Florida State. I fully expect them to move on from Mike Norvell after the year, but the ACC needs, and we talked about this on the basketball show a lot. They need to just get better at coaching. Now we'll see what happens with Belichick at UNC. Obviously the first season hasn't been great, but Dickert at Wake Forest seems really good. Brent Key and what he's done with Georgia Tech Dabo will probably be back in the mix at some point. I don't think he's washed up. Even Cristobal, to a certain extent, has put more talent into Miami. Brom to Louisville, Rhett Lashley at SMU. Like, if they continue to build good coaches, this is a substantial one. And Florida State can get a big one too, but this is one that I think can win the recruiting trail. And not only just, I think recruiting's a little bit overrated. I was listening to a bunch of other, like, driving down to South Carolina because I'm gonna be at that tournament in Charleston for basketball this weekend. Like, I still think people are just living in the past on like, I did a tweet sitting at a gas station just because I was like listening to a bunch of other people and they're like, well, can you win the recruiting trail? Can the ACC does not recruit well? And I'm like, no one does these days.
Yeah.
Right. I was looking at this. I was like, the leading passer in the SEC is Joey Aguilar, an App State transfer. I think like 5 of the top 8 passers in the SEC are transfers from Boise State, New Mexico State, Baylor, Ferris State, a D2 school. That's the number 2 passer, by the way. Right. And number 1 is Joey Aguilar. And their top runners, 2 of the top 3. One's a ULM transfer. The top rusher is a ULM transfer. And the third is a New Mexico State transfer. So I don't want to hear, and I that was just off the top of my head. I'm sure if I dove deeper, I think I could make more of a fucking point.
Yeah.
I just think that's a lazy take, but I do believe he'll bring in talent. I do like truly believe he'll bring in talent, especially because he's that familiar with the area. So what a fucking great get by them. Surprised that Florida State, Auburn, LSU shit the bed here, in my opinion. We'll talk about, some of those schools in a second, but James Franklin is now in Blacksburg. Shout out to that. Also news, Mike Locksley, he will not be fired. He's actually the Maryland athletic director actually stated that he's the best coach in the history of Maryland, which I have a lot of problems with.
What are we gonna do with this fucking program?
I mean, dude, as a Maryland fan, you have to be so pissed off about this. First off, Ralph Friedgen, Bobby Ross, fucking Bear Bryant. Just stop. Those are way better fucking coaches. So he is 37-47 in at his time at Maryland.
That's the best program history.
Yeah, that's bullshit. Bobby Ross had them playing for major bowls. Same with Ralph Friedgen. It's bullshit. He just doesn't know his history. The guy all the time is 39-73 as a head coach. I'm sorry, dude. Like, they said they're going to throw more money into the program. Have fun, because the rest of the Big Ten, I mean, we'll see what Penn State does at the head coaching spot, but I mean, he's the clear cut worst coach in the Big Ten, right? Because at least Fickle had the Cincinnati run, right? Like, maybe whatever with UCLA, you could argue that, whoever they have, but I mean, if you're a Maryland fan right now, how defeating is this?
Very defeating. This is fucking a joke. Like, come on.
Especially knowing they could have got Franklin. I mean, I know there's bad blood there, but I mean, there's a lot of, I don't know, like in this day and age where that you got to worry about potentially being left behind or kicked out, I think is coming next to these major conferences. This is a critical time to double down on a coach that I don't think is a good football coach.
Yeah. He's good at beating up on the bottom half, but I mean, goddamn.
The bottom half though is better than them. Rutgers has surpassed Maryland to me. Minnesota is better than Maryland. Braun at Northwestern is better than Maryland to me. I mean, maybe like that one's even.
Yeah.
Because he's only done it 2 years. But I'm saying, like,
I can't believe that they doubled down on this. I was like, what?
Yeah, I mean, it's a gift that keeps giving from a gambling point of view. Jeff Loneman say, love this. Taking another Maryland team under win this next year. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's really, really unbelievable that they're just gonna die hard with Locksley here. Also, other coaching news: Lane Kiffin has been given a deadline by Ole Miss There's been reports that his family has flown to Gainesville and also Baton Rouge. I mean, this has got made like the problem I have right now. If I was Kiffin, I would just be like, look, I'm not making a decision until after the playoffs. This is why I know you love him. I don't I think he's good for the sport, but I just think, man, he's making this all about him. And I would just say, I'll answer all this after the playoffs. Get out there, get out in front of it. If those opportunities pass you by, they pass you by. You're still a millionaire. I think what he's doing to his team is completely fucking selfish.
But why does Ole Miss need an answer by Friday?
Well, they need to know if they need to get a coach. I mean, what happens if he leaves? I don't like. When would you leave? If
he's going to finish the year, I mean, they're going to the playoff.
Well, then Ole Miss needs to do a coaching search. You know what I mean? Like this, they're going to end up in Mel Tucker zone. You know what I mean? With Colorado, that's or Eddie George this past cycle. You know, like you need to know where you fucking stand. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, man. I lose respect for the guy. Like, and I look, I think he's entertaining, but I have issues with the way he handles this, and I think he's done this before too. So
I mean, it's the Lane show for sure. That's why he's entertaining. But I mean, he's also got Ole Miss to a point where they have not been in a long time. So, yeah, I mean, I would answer it like that. I'll answer it after the year. I'm not answering.
I would just get ahead of it, but that's basically saying no to LSU and Florida because they're not going to wait because they know you're in the playoffs. So you're telling me.
I don't think he's going to take either of those. I think he's using this whole thing to get more at Ole Miss.
I think that's currently there's an offer that's been on his desk, I think, for 2 weeks. So what? I don't know. It's just
he should sign it right before he'll sign it right before the Egg Bowl, and then they'll fucking lose that game.
Yeah, I mean, I hope he stays at Ole Miss for his
I do
sake,
too.
man.
I think he's perfect down there. He'd just be another name at Florida and LSU. He could be the greatest coach in Ole Miss history.
Yeah. So,
can you imagine if he won a natty there? Oh my God.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying, man. And why not this year? I mean, look, I don't have them as one of the top 4 teams, like in my mind of like, if they played on the field, but they're not that far off. All these games are close. So like you still could, you know,
which job's better, LSU or Florida? LSU's better.
I think right now, I think Florida's better because LSU is a shit show with the athletic director. I mean, overall, I would say LSU, but right now it's like, what, you got a school president that didn't want the athletic director, the fucking governor getting involved. I mean, I would not want to be at LSU right now, but long term, historically, I think LSU is the better job, but I don't know. I mean, LSU, they just fired a dude for going 9-3. You know what I mean? Or like each year, it's like, it's very much like Franklin.
Yeah.
But I do think LSU is just a little bit better of a gig. But I also think in this day and age, you can make an argument that like LSU and Florida's jobs aren't as valuable as they once were. If anything, at Ole Miss, you can go 8-4 and they're still happy.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like you go to Florida or LSU, do that, you're gonna end up fired.
Yep.
We saw it with Mullen. Mullen was what, like 10 games removed of an SEC championship game.
Yeah, they fucking ran him out. Ridiculous.
So I mean, like I if it was me, I would just be like, yeah, I'll stay at Ole Miss. But anyway, that's the big coaching news over the past 72 hours or so. Gonna get into the Dantabase top 25 and the weekday games here in a second. But before I do that, I want to let you know that the college football experience is part of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. Gear up for the holidays at SGPN with in the merch store. Someone was talking about our retro sweatshirts. We're trying to get those back in there, but we have a lot of great stuff in there that you should check out. And I mean, we got the Christmas sweaters. We got the Lock Dog Tees Dog Bowl. We got, just a lot of cool shit. A Hawaii football T-shirt for late night bets on the island. Hard ticket to Hawaii. Saudi Arabia, State, Eat Shit, Pitt. I mean, it's endless. Get on over there. The perfect gift for the DJ in your life. Promo code HOLIDAY for 25% off everything. Yes, everything in the SGPN store. So do that and let it ride. We're also, like I said, we're part of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network, and make sure you check out our buddy CJ Sullivan's show, The Bottom Line Bombs. CJ's on our pick show every Wednesday night, and well, his show is just absolutely hilarious and entertaining as all can be. They talk about sports year round, whatever's hot. You could be talking about the MLB playoff race, UFC, everything. I mean, fuck, I didn't even think he did an Oscars wagering bit last February. Whatever is hot, gambling wise, sports wise, he's always covering it there. I know he does the NFL pick show with a couple of great comics, so check it out. The Bottom Line Bombs, available wherever you get your podcasts and also available on YouTube. We're also brought to you by Novig. All right. Look, Novig's America's #1 sports prediction market. And with Novig, you know you're getting the best prices because they're an exchange. Novig's available in 35 plus different states. Download the Novig app and get $50 when you spend $5 if you use our promo code. That is SGPN. Get in on the action with Novig, promo code SGPN. And we're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Yes, Underdog is your home for pick'em entries where you can win up to 5,000 times the amount of money you enter. Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers as well. Play $5, get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up with our promo code. That is TCE SGPN. So do that and let it ride. Shout out to the chat. Yes, the bet detective is the damn man.
Let's go, Bombs.
Yes, let's go. And so, like I said, we didn't cover the MAC games tonight, unfortunately, but we got live bullets tomorrow. Central Michigan heading to this is not Kalamazoo, Michigan. This is Kent, Ohio. My apologies on the slide. Series goes back to 1948. I'm just going to load out these MAC standings right now. So what? Western is now 7-1 in the conference, right? Or 6-1. 6-1. I'm sorry, 6-1. I'm just trying to see who did Central beat Western. I'm trying to see if Western clinched tonight or not.
Western beat him by 3, I think. Right?
Okay, so Central would need to win. Central beat Ohio though, so Central would have the tiebreaker on the Bobcats, right? And
Western's only loss is at Miami of Ohio.
So Miami, Ohio would have the tiebreaker if Western. So Western hasn't clinched then, because Western could lose to EMU. Yeah, and if Miami wins out, Miami could take the 1 spot. But the question is, would they still be the 2 spot? They might be the 2 spot. I'm not sure how that would work. Did Ohio and Western Michigan play? They did not, right? Or no, they did. They did. So I think. What about Toledo? Did they play Toledo? They did. They beat Toledo 14-13. Did they play Buffalo? They did not. So I think they clinched, dude. I think they're in the game.
I think I think maybe they could lose like a 4-way tie if we get there. But if Miami of Ohio loses tomorrow, I think they're in.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's looking pretty fucking solid there. The question is the 2 spot. Who the fuck are they playing? Mm-hmm. And meanwhile, you have Kent State, these pesky Golden Flashes and Mark Carney trying to get to a bowl game. Central Michigan on the road at Dick Stadium there, where they won. I mean, in this matchup, they won by 24 a season ago. They're laying 8.5. The over under at 50.5. I'm actually gonna lay it with Central, dude.
I am too.
I think
they're playing good ball under Drinkall, man. I think they pull away late.
And Central, like I said, playing for that 2 spot. I know Kent State's been a great story this year, but I think Central's the play. I will lay the 8.5 double lock there in Maction on beautiful Wednesday night. Kevin, we're always interested right now, so hit me up on Twitter at TheColbyD. That would be fantastic stuff. People asking about the SGPN merch code store. It's holiday. Let's get on in. Also, the better game of the two, even though both have major implications. Tomorrow night, same time they're kicking off, by the way, both 7 o'clock. The Miami, Ohio Redskins heading into Buffalo, UB Stadium. Miami, Ohio laying 1.5 on the road. We got big news last week. Dequann Finn quit the team. I got a leg up on this. Shout out to some people that I know that are tied to the football scene in Ohio, done their podcasts and stuff. I don't know if they want me to shout them out, so I'm gonna shut the fuck up. But I was alerted as the game was on that Dequann Finn got into it with
what's wrong with that guy?
With some teammates and coaches. That's why he didn't play last week. So then he quit the team.
There is no team.
Yeah, he met. Yeah, that's it. Dequann Finn. This was him on Instagram after going home.
And you know what? I'm jacked about another opportunity. I'm like, let's go. Now, I met with the team. There is no team.
the NFL. Dude, I just don't. This is a shame because the remaining schedule for Miami, Ohio is okay. Maybe next week they can get it at Ball State because they deserve to be a bowl team. But man, if you look back at last week's performance with the backup quarterback, 11 of 38 for 147 yards and 3 picks. And I'm referring to Henry Hessen. Yeah, I'm gonna fade that. Buffalo playing for a bowl game, and TaQuan Roberson, the former Penn State star, or I guess recruit. I don't think he ever started there, or if he did, it was one game. Give me the Buffalo Bulls, who are catching 1.5 at home. This line stinks a little bit, but I will take Buffalo. I just play the plus 110 or 105. The over under at 40.5. Mac, why does this line have Miami, Ohio favored?
They're gonna rally. I think they're gonna rally and get it done here. I trust Chuck Martin here. I'm gonna be on the other side. Give me Miami of Ohio. They keep their MAC championship hopes alive. Culture here. Give me the Redskins.
Nobody goes into Pete Lambeau Field and gets a dub against the Buffalo Bulls. Battle. Moneyline McIntyre taking the Miami Ohio Redskins. Pick Dundee with another case of Blue Bulls.
Culture.
It's a pretty fun slate of games we have there.
Mm-hmm.
Then on Thursday, we have Louisiana heading to Jonesboro, Arkansas. Let's pull up them Sun Belt standings because, God damn you, Southern Miss.
Dude, State's right there, man.
I know Arkansas State and Southern Miss. So Arkansas State's 5-5 playing for a bowl game. Now they did lose to Southern Miss, so we basically have a tiebreaker if it comes down to that. But I'm worried about these Troy Trojans that are there as well. Just one game back, Arkansas State and Troy of Southern Miss. I guess you could say Arkansas State's 1.5 from Southern Miss, but also playing for a bowl game because I do believe Butch Jones could be fired if he does not win this game to get to a bowl game. Next week they're in Boone, where that's kind of, who knows. App State's been terrible down the stretch, but I am currently seeing this line at Arkansas State minus 2.5. Last year Louisiana beat them 55-19. Revenge, is it this easy?
Yeah. State.
Yeah.
I lock it up.
Double lock on Arkansas State off the bye, laying 2.5. Corey Rucker, Rayner there at the quarterback, Rucker at the wide receiver spot. They've been there a while. Also, Chauncey Cobb having a big year at the wide receiver spot as well. Yeah, as much as I like to fade Butch Jones, this ain't the spot. I think it might be next week. We also have on Thursday, I know some people would think, hey, we don't have great matchups on Thursday. No, we do. You don't need to do that NFL bullshit. Shout out to the great Cody Frazier. our boy. We got some fire, man. We got the Riverbound Classic going on in Hammond, Louisiana at Strawberry Stadium as the Nazis of Nicholls are taking on Sela. And this one actually does have implications, I would say. I mean, look, Nicholls opened up the season with a 21-point dogs, I think it was, against Incarnate Word. They won outright. The problem is since then, it's been rough seas. 4-7. Remember, they had Deuce Hogan, the former Kentucky Wildcat quarterback, starting for them. So they're just trying to get back. They won a week ago against Northwestern State, 26-21. You're just trying to end the season with a solid season. Year one, coach. Go 5-7 in a rivalry game. Strawberry Stadium, by the way, awesome stadium. If you haven't been, if you're going to New Orleans, and it ain't far from New Orleans, all right, it's like 45 minutes or an hour. You got to get there. But on the other side of things, Southeast Louisiana is, I think, a team that could get to the playoffs here. You look at their like, they win this. I mean, even if they lose this, they still might be in. But I just think they got to take care of business here against Nicholls. This is all about seeding. And you go over to good old FanDuel. They have this line at Sela laying 20.5, Mac. 20.5 there at Strawberry Stadium. Last year they played Sela won 19-16. I mean, you got to take the points, right? We just got it, right?
Yeah,
what am I missing here.
I have flashbacks of us at Circa Week 0 where everybody's locked in on Farmageddon. And I'm yelling over, "Holy shit, the Nazis are good this year!" Everybody's like, "What the fuck is wrong with that guy?"
The Nazis D line was wrecking shop week 1.
Everybody was watching Farmageddon. You and I were yelling about the Nazis fucking beating the shit out of Incarnate Word on the side TV. Yeah, I'm taking the points with you. Let's go.
Let's go. Hitler walks into Strawberry Stadium and covers the game.
Yeah, he's going to finish strong, Hitler.
They're still going to lose, and I like Southeast Louisiana. And shout out to our boy Keith Landry. That series goes back to 72. That's a fire game. We also have another Thursday night rivalry game with Stephen F. Austin. This is the battle of Natchitoches.
Nacogdoches versus Natchitoches.
This series goes back 101 years. Let's go.
There he is.
Steve. Oh my gosh. Tribeca Capital coming in. $301. Thank you, man. This guy, he just keeps, I'm telling you, man, you got my vote for president. I'll tell you that right now.
He just threw the $1 on top of it just to fucking top the last one.
Exactly.
Love you,
what
man.
a fucking great guy, man. I really appreciate your kindness. And we're very grateful, man. We're very grateful. And I hope we can win you some money on Stephen F. Austin, Northwestern State, because this line is 36.5, Mac. We know Northwestern State. Remember, they stormed the field week 1. They're very similar. They're a worse version of the Nazis, because week 1 they stormed the field against Alcorn State when they upset them and won 20-10. And ever since then, they've got their ass whooped in almost every game. The only one that had a pulse was last week against the Nazis, 26-21, and Houston Baptist 20-17 back on October 11th. They've had, I mean, they played Minnesota and Cincinnati and lost by a combined 133-0. Now, granted, those are FBS schools, but Southeast Louisiana beat them 49-0. But when I look at this, I know the Lumberjacks of Stephen F. Austin are a playoff team. So, I mean, I guess they can't play with house money here. I think we got to lay it, buddy. I wanted to take the points so bad, but I'm like, wait a second. If Stephen F. Austin was to lose to a team this bad, it would be catastrophic for their playoff chances. I'm laying it 36.5. We are laying it.
Lay it.
Let's go. Yeah. Those are the Thursday games. We got options, of course, college hoops. Next up, Friday night's action. We have Saudi Arabia State heading to Carter Finley Stadium. Both teams 5-5, looking for a bowl game. You see Antonio Cromartie call out the Florida State team for celebrating, like excessively celebrating against Virginia Tech. He's just like, he called him out for all bums because he played for obviously Bobby Bowden, and I can't even remember if they were on the, if he was on, I think he was on the Natty team in '99. I can't remember, but
I think he was right after.
Right after, okay.
But I mean, they were going 10-2 every year.
Yeah, I mean, they were still rolling. So I did appreciate him calling him out, saying, "Are you glad you beat a 3-win team that's fired their coach in September?" I got a serious big play here, though. This Carter Finley Stadium. First off, I have been to this exact game at Carter Finley where they stormed the field back when they had Russell Wilson.
They own them,
dude. In Carter Finley, they have fucking terrible luck. I would say this. For whatever reason, Florida State, aka Saudi Arabia State, they rarely win at Carter Finley. I would say since the turn of the century. And personally, I think the way NC State was embarrassed a week ago and the way Saudi Arabia was celebrating, I love the pussy pack in this spot. Give me the pussy pack to get it done. Give me that plus 160 money line.
Yeah.
Is there a 5-point or 4.5-point dog? Shop around.
Thoughts on Doeren's job security?
I've heard speculations and rumblings. Now, granted, this is from I guess some people that are close to the school, but not like high up, that they think he might retire at the end of the year.
Okay. Well, so this would be his senior day for him.
Yeah.
Are they on the road the final game?
I think they are, right? At North Carolina, right?
They at Carolina? No. So they do have one more home game, but still, I'm going to fade Florida State. Yeah, I mean, why would I lay points with Florida State on the road?
Florida State also has Florida on deck.
Yeah, and that place is still going to be lit for Florida State.
On a Friday night? Come on, man.
Yeah.
They're going to show up for that.
Yeah.
They want to get to another bowl game.
Yeah, absolutely. All over NC State, then I'll take Carolina in the last weekend.
I like Kevin's ideas, like alt line 4.5, This is a double lock on the pussy pack. What could go wrong?
Oh God, not again. They
were good to me last night, though. VCU and the points for both of us. Cashed. I mean, that thing was never in doubt. Friday night, we also have an awesome matchup in the Mountain West. The 9th island, right? Hawaii, there's a ton of Hawaiians that live in Las Vegas. If you go off the strip, you'll see every other restaurant is Hawaiian.
This is an awesome game.
This is a fire game. It's a shame it's at that filthy stadium, which was hilarious last week. Did you see the stadium last week?
Yeah, it was all Utah State fans.
No. The roof. It was raining, and all the water was coming in. That stadium's like what? Isn't that stadium like 4 years old?
Yeah, that fucking piece of shit stadium. It's like
God's trying to tell them that just get rid of the roof. Let's play football. All right.
Jackass dome. I mean, this is a huge game.
This is gigantic. This is probably the biggest of all the weekday games, dude. I mean, some of those MAC games are for the MAC championship. The Florida State, NC State games to make a bowl. Arkansas State could still end up in the Sun Belt championship theoretically. But this one, man, you feel like the winner. I think the winner has the inside track on appearing in the Mountain West championship. And my logic is this. Well, I guess, because what does Boise have left? Because I was going to say, well, San Diego State still has to go. They get a rivalry game this week against San Jose, who just fired their DC, right? Which I know San Jose has been a complete disappointment, but that's still a rivalry game. And then you have New Mexico State in Albuquerque on the 29th of November. That is I kind of like New Mexico's chances, right? Well, then you have Fresno and Boise, who are tied with UNLV and Hawaii, but I know Boise has the tiebreaker on New Mexico and UNLV, but Hawaii
beat San Diego State.
I was about to say, did Hawaii beat Fresno?
No, they lost by 2. They should have beat them.
So wait, the remaining schedule for Hawaii, they get Wyoming on the island next week. You got to figure if you get this, you're home to a 9-3 season, right? And you gotta like your chance. Who does Fresno have left? Fresno's got San Diego State still, right? No, they have San Jose State, Utah State, and San Jose State. That's a rivalry game, Battle of the Valley. But I don't know. I mean, I feel like they're going to be right there. How would they do it since Fresno? Oh no, Fresno does have the tiebreaker on Hawaii, but Fresno hasn't played UNLV, right?
Yes, this is going to be a fucked up tiebreaker. I don't know. We're not going to know this scenario till the last week.
UNLV's remaining schedule, obviously home to Hawaii, and then Battle of the Fremont Cannon in Reno.
Oh, they're losing that game.
I kind of think they're going to lose that one, especially after they looked the other night. But oh man, this game gigantic. Currently, I'm seeing this line at UNLV -2.5. The over under at 64.5. And to me, this is this simple. I think both offenses are going to go off, but the Hawaii defense is actually respectable. Dennis Thurman's done a great job getting that defense in decent shape. Former Rex Ryan guy, played safety at USC, played for the Dallas Cowboys in the 80s. I think Hawaii's the play because they might have the crowd. So I think
they are. I've been to this game. I went to this game 2 years ago for Rush's bachelor party. And he goes, "Let's go to the Hawaii Vegas game." I go,
"That's someone I want to be friends with right there." Bachelor party. Let's go to the Hawaii UNLV game.
Yeah, I was like, "I'm hungover. All right, let's go. Let's go over to this fucking Death Star." Yeah, there was a shitload of Hawaii guys there, and dude, Timmy Chang should have got him last year out on the island. This is revenge too. I know it's a different staff, but they owe it Vegas. Hawaii's winning on the money line.
And to Eric in the chat, I appreciate you, brother. But like UNLV's 8-2, and they're I think part of the frustration is their fans came for us, but also they're the 130th ranked defense right now. I mean, they are a terrible fucking team. Like defensively, you should not be 8-2 with a defense that's bottom 6. That just shows the amount of luck. Whether it was Idaho State, whether it was Miami, Ohio, whether it was the
Air Force.
Yeah, the Air Force game.
Or last week. How the fuck did they win that game last week?
Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Is I mean, missed field goals, just wide open, like easy chip shots. So and we do hate them for leaving Sam Boyd to go to that bullshit stadium. So yeah. But I'm on Hawaii. Lock. All right.
Yes.
And remember, it's the 9th island, so. And that is our weekday card. Don't forget this weekend we get the D2 and D3 and NAIA playoffs beginning. If I get time, I'll try to address that, but I will be in Charleston, so it's going to be very hard. It's not a town known for their sobriety. I will try though. Maybe the pregame show on Saturday. Anyway, I know Utah State's missing those field goals last week. It was ridiculous. All right, now let's get into the Dantabase Top 25. But before I do that, I want to let you know that the college football experience is brought to you by Rhythm. Rhythm is crushing it in college football, NFL, college hoops, and they just added the NBA. Rhythm is also giving away weekly cash prizes just for tracking your bets in the app. Track 5 bets of the same type from any model that you build, and you could win $1,000. So use the promo code SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app. That's RITHMM for 25% off your first month. Download Rhythm. Use that promo code SGPN25. All right, we are back. Shout out to Carlton. We are ready for the real Dantabase Top 25 rankings. Amen. Yeah, I mean, look, if you're a new listener, we kind of base our rankings. Well, not kind of. Well, when I say we, I mean me. I just look at road wins. I look at how many Power 5 wins. I think road wins are the hardest thing to do in college, really college sports, but college football, I believe it to be the hardest thing possible. And I think it's ridiculous that they don't really honor those things. Certain teams played. I mean, Georgia played 3 road games this year.
Yeah,
you got teams doubling them up. No one talks about that. And I'm not trying to shit on Georgia, but they deserve to be shit on for playing 3 road games. You know what I mean? Like, how's that like there's teams that play 6 road games. How is that fair? How are you not looking at that if you're on the committee? And you say, well, Dundee, how do you know they're not looking at it? Well, I know they're not looking at it based on the history of the committee.
Did you look at the rankings tonight?
I did not. Should I load them up?
If you want to get mad, yeah. I mean, I literally had that shit on fucking mute. I was like, this is a fucking.
Well, I did see some idiots reasoning for having Notre Dame above Miami, and look, you're going to see my ranking has Notre Dame above Miami right now. But if they continue to win out, I would have to put Miami above Notre Dame. I just don't think they're going to win out because I don't think they're playing great ball. But they did look good on Saturday. They haven't looked good the past month though. But
as far as what my votes are and what my process is, I wake up early in the morning after covering a game late in the night before. Don't want to go too much into my process or logic, but I will say I appreciate everybody's interaction on social media and all of that.
So at number 25, I have the Missouri Tigers. And to be honest, they don't have a lot of meat on the bone. I had to decide. So there's only a few 3-loss teams in the Power 5, and you're just sitting there and you're like, okay, Missouri's, resume is pretty fucking terrible actually, but,
way to sell it.
Well, look, the reason why I put them there was they're a 3-loss Power 5, right? And I think their resume is a tiny bit more respectable than Tennessee's. I think you could argue Tennessee's is better, but I felt like Missouri was a tiny bit better, and really that had to do with like a 3-point loss to Alabama, 1-score game with a backup quarterback to Vanderbilt. They're at Oklahoma this week, but look, these are their wins. If you're curious, college football world out there listening, they beat 3-8 Arkansas State. I'm sorry, Central Arkansas, not Arkansas State. 3-8 in the FCS. They beat 5-5 Kansas. And also, if you watch that game, Kansas had a 17-point lead in that game. They beat Louisiana, the Raging Cajuns, who are 4-6. They beat UMass, who is 0-11. All right. Well, let's see in conference. What do they do in conference? Well, they beat 3-7 South Carolina. All right, by single digits. Yep. They beat Auburn at Auburn. But the only problem is Auburn's 4-6.
Yeah, they're terrible.
They got Mississippi State last week. That's probably their best conference win. At 5-6. Isn't that remarkable that you can go 7-3 right now? And look, they have Oklahoma and Arkansas left. So if they lose, they can go 8-4 without playing a team with a winning record. I mean, without beating a team with a winning record.
I'm telling you, I'm on to the SEC, man. They go out of their way to prop up the phony middle teams like Missouri.
Yeah. No, you're right. I mean, it's in college basketball. We've seen it before. There's a way to cook the books with the schedule making. Yep. I've been saying the SEC has been doing that shit for a while too. But look, I actually think this resume is better than. See, I think beating Kansas, if you compare it to Tennessee's got Syracuse, as their non-con, and then they have New Mexico State. Now you could say New Mexico State's better than UMass. I just think Missouri's resume, especially considering the losses, I think that it's a little bit better. But I don't like, to me, if you had to pick a 26 team, it's got to be Tennessee. But just based off them being a 3-loss team, you know what I mean? Like, so take it with a grain of salt. I think there's about 20 teams that could be 25th.
And don't worry, Tennessee and Missouri comfortably in the college football top 25. Like I said, they cook the books with those two, so that they prop up the other teams to get them in and go.
But I mean, if you're on the committee, how do you just You know, I must admit, as I did this today, I did not look at the independents. The reason why I say that is UConn's got no. I mean, I look at Notre Dame, but I'm saying like I did not think about UConn. I went through all the other conferences. UConn might deserve it more considering their 3 losses are in overtime, right?
Yeah, hilarious.
All 3 of their losses are in overtime in games they had leads in. But yeah, I don't know. It's tricky. I put Missouri at 25. I think with the backup quarterback, they actually showed some heart and guts there. But yeah. But the Tennessee has the talent composite. The talent composite is a crock of shit. I can't stand these people that still sell the recruiting shit, man. It drives me crazy. Number 24, I got the Texas Longhorns. Dude, there's no way around this. I didn't want to rank them because I don't think they're that good. But when you're just looking at resume, the win over Oklahoma and the win over Vandy is better than a lot of people's best wins. So you almost have to put them in the mix there. Yeah. Do you think Texas should be ranked?
Around here, yeah, probably. The committee has them at 17. Somehow they're like outside lurking. If they beat A&M, they're going to be in somehow.
I did not have SMU. They're right on the outside, dude. I think if they win this week, they would be in. But yeah, Texas at 24. And at 23, I have the Arizona State Sun Devils, who are still alive to I mean, they need like everything to go right?
No, they got lucky last week.
What? How about that news about Levitt? Do you believe that?
No, there's a lot of drama with that. Apparently, it's not true.
Yeah,
that's fucked up if it's not true. And you just
welcome to crazy college football fans. So if you actually look at Arizona State's schedule, I know they have that loss at Mississippi State on like the final play of the game or something, one of the final plays of the game. But they do have some decent wins. Obviously, the Texas Tech win is better than riddle me this. What did they have Arizona in the rankings? Arizona State in the rankings today?
25.
So they had Missouri ahead of Arizona State. How?
They have Texas 8 spots ahead of them.
Texas actually has a win against Oklahoma and Vandy. Look, I disagree with having Texas above Arizona State, but I'm just saying, like, okay, I can see the logic. How the fuck do you have Missouri ahead of Arizona State?
SEC.
They don't have a win against anybody good. Texas Tech. What ranking do they have Texas Tech?
5.
What you would think they would say, dude, this team beat the 5th ranked team.
Yeah, it's their only loss.
That Missouri doesn't have a win against anybody in the top 25. How do they come up with this shit?
I know.
And it's not like those are their only teams wins against teams with winning records. I mean, TCU has a winning record, right? I mean, they're not amazing, but they're a team. They're 6-4. Does Iowa State still have a winning? I think Iowa State has a winning record.
Yeah, because they beat TCU on the road.
They're 6-4.
Yeah, they already clinched a bowl game.
What am I missing here? They also have a win against Baylor. Like, this is a much better resume than anything Missouri has. This is what I mean is it's crooked. It's all crooked, dude. That's why you need a bigger playoff. Arizona State 23 for me. 22. I have the Navy Midshipmen. And I can hear it now. How would you put Navy in there? They're 8-2 in a shittier conference. Nice schedule. Well, I think they should use the same logic that they have used periodically from time to time. They use this, and I'd be curious to talk to the committee members because, Blake Horvath, who was in the running for the Heisman Trophy winner last year, he missed the Notre Dame game. So shouldn't they then say, well, that game doesn't have as much meaning then because their best player didn't play? I think they should say that if they're going to use that for other arguments. So then they would only really the only big loss would be a 14-point loss at North Texas, who's a 1-loss team. They beat South Florida, who they had ranked. Yeah. Navy. Navy's at Memphis on Thanksgiving. That game's fire. At number 21, I have the Utah Utes. Part of the Utah thing is interesting. Like, I want to rank them higher for how many road wins they have. The problem is the teams they play on the road that they beat, none of them have a winning record.
Yeah.
So they get credit for beating a bunch of road teams. And by the way, Utah plays 6 road games. They double the amount of road games as Georgia. Do you think anyone mentions that in that room, Mac?
In Missouri.
Yeah. I mean, what am I missing here? They've also done it with multiple quarterbacks. How about their losses are to 2 teams in the? I mean, I'm assuming they have BYU in the top 15 still.
11, yeah.
So they have 2 losses by teams in the top 11, but I think they actually do like Utah.
Yeah, they have Utah 12 right behind BYU.
Wow. So I'm being disrespectful to Utah apparently. Anyway, Utah at 21. At number 20, I got North Texas. Okay. You played one bad half of football. Everything else has been fire. The second half of the South Florida game. Right? Because don't forget, Mac, when that thing was at halftime,
they were winning.
Yeah, I think it was tied 21-21 at the half. Right? So they just played one terrible half of football the whole season. And then lost by like almost 30 points because of that. 27 points.
They were not ranked tonight.
I mean, it's just ridiculous. At number 19, I have Michigan. Look, I'm not very fond of Michigan's resume. Personally, but I try to look at this neutral and do it by the way we do this. And the Nebraska win, the Northwestern win actually packs a little bit of a punch. And then don't sleep on the New Mexico win in the non-con, because New Mexico might be playing in the Mountain West Championship. Like they're tied for second right now. Also, their losses are to Oklahoma and USC, and those losses got better this past weekend. So I have the Wolverines and also Washington. They beat Washington, who I think, I mean, look, I still think Michigan's resume is kind of phony, but I mean, that's me personally. If I'm ignoring my own personal shit and just looking at, hey, winning record, they've hit the road, they've had key wins, then you got to honor it. 19 Michigan. Would you have Michigan in your top 20?
Yeah, I'd have them right around here. 19, 20. Their scenario is simple. If they beat Ohio State, they're in.
Yeah. Yeah. At number 18, I have the Tulane Green Wave. And, I know they've lost twice. I know one of them is to a 5-5 UTSA team, which is not a good look. But the other is to Ole Miss, who is a top 5 team, for me at least. Top 6, I think, top 5 or 6. But it's also, how about the wins? Northwestern. If we're going to honor Michigan's winning, it's Northwestern. Why the fuck are we not honoring Tulane's? Right? If anything, Tulane won by way more. And same with Duke. I mean, Duke is still alive to win the ACC championship. It's my favorite storyline right now in college football. Go Blue Devils. But I got the Green Wave at number 18. Also, I mean, their win against ECU looks better because ECU took down Memphis. So, there we go. Next up at number 17, I have the James Madison Dukes. Look, I know the resume isn't incredible. I think you could argue the same. So let's take them and North Texas and compare the resumes. It's quite fascinating to me. The only thing I can say is JMU in that loss to Louisville looked like the better team. I think a lot of people came away with that game. They thought JMU kind of squandered the opportunity, but they looked like they could go pound for pound with Louisville. Whereas North Texas, even though it was one bad half, they lost by fucking 30. So I think you have to put JMU above North Texas. North Texas played no one on Louisville's caliber, right? So I understand the other side of that. It would be like, hey, well, the AAC conference schedule is better than Sun Belt's, and it is. You're right, but I still think if you put both of them together, JMU deserves to be ahead of North Texas. I'm curious, would you have JMU ahead of North Texas?
Yes, and they were not ranked tonight.
Bullshit.
I don't even know what to make of this G5 race. Because they only have Tulane ranked at 24. Like,
yeah,
they didn't release any of the other fucking G5 teams, and it's like hello. I
saw just such a lazy. These people are so dumb saying like a G5. Danny Cannell, who I like Danny Cannell, but I'm like, they had him and the Bear. The Bear was saying that they would be a 3 touchdown dog around. He said around a 3 touchdown, in between 2 and 3 touchdowns. Dog to everyone in the field.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay.
Wasn't Boise a 3 touchdown dog against fucking Oklahoma in the Fiesta Bowl?
I mean, we can go through all the sport. App State was a 35 point dog to Michigan. I mean, Super Bowl one. Jets,
Northern Illinois last year.
They still play Joe Namath clips like every fucking night on NFL Network. Because they were 19.5 point dogs in Super Bowl, not Super Bowl 1, Super Bowl 3. Yeah, it's ridiculous. And I mean, look, what's that?
Sorry for cutting you off, but like, if you want to make the argument on the point spread, if there's like a tiebreaker, but this isn't a tiebreaker, it's a G5 auto spot. If you win, if you're the best G5 team, you should be in the playoff. It's like winning your division in the NFL. You're in the playoff, and there's blowouts in the NFL playoffs too. There's blowouts in March Madness in the round of 64. That's the best tournament of them all. And
what were the Giants to Brady? They got to be double digits. They had to be double digits. They had to
14,
be 10 at least, right?
14.
Is it 14?
Yeah,
Okay,
14,
that's what I'm saying. Like, what are we talking about?
I mean, goddamn, like, who cares about the point spread? If you win, if you're the best G5 team, you win your conference, you're in.
Yeah. I mean, there's just too many examples in the history of sport. Why do we love March Madness?
Yes.
St. Peter's beat fucking Purdue. They were like fucking 35 point dogs. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? Like, you could do a million of these examples. Well, basketball isn't football. Well, I've given you a million in football too. Doesn't matter the sport.
Northern Illinois literally just won at Notre Dame, and Notre Dame went to the national championship. Didn't lose to anybody else until Ohio State.
Yeah. Great
28-point underdog.
Like, and Northern Illinois didn't even sniff the MAC championship.
They were horrible. Yeah, like, goddamn, it's Jesus.
And remember last week when I did this, and I'm forgetting this guy's name, but he was in the SGP show this morning. He said, like, we got to go back to the 4 team. Remember what he said last week, Mac? He said Alabama's the cut and dry top 4. How'd that work out?
Lost at home to Oklahoma.
How'd that work out?
These fucking people are idiots.
Yeah. It does need to be 32 teams. Amen. Go Beavs.
Yeah, and you give the Sun Belt an auto bid. You give
all the conferences. Yeah. The problem is they know that then they'll have power. You'll be able to go get you get fan support, which builds, and then you'd be able to go out on the recruiting trail because you'd have a spot at the table. They would never be as powerful as the other conference or as Ohio State's and shit. But I'm just saying, like, relinquish a little bit of the power. Every other subdivision in football does it, and it's great. At number 16, I have the Miami Hurricanes. They look great against NC State, but I'm not sure if that was Miami or just NC State. But I have to reward Miami. They still look like shit over the past month, but finally we saw a step in the right direction in the NC State game. So I got the Canes at 16. At number 15, I have USC. Nice come from behind win. Got incredibly lucky that Weejan's foot was out of bounds, but nice come from behind win there. So, shout out to the Trojan men. At number 14, I have the Houston Cougars. They didn't play, so they dropped 2 spots, I believe, from last week.
They're barely ranked in the committee.
Their resume is a little weird. It's kind of like Utah's. They've been on the road a bunch, but it hasn't been to the greatest teams on the road when they win. They did win at Arizona State though, which is better than anything Missouri's done this year. I repeat, they won at Arizona State, which is better than anything Missouri has done this year.
Hilarious.
I would love to talk to them. At number 13, I have the Virginia Cavaliers, who are back in the mix after dominating the Duke Blue Devils.
What a win, by the way.
Yeah, that was dude. I bet that. I bet that shit. Now I didn't think it would be like that. I thought it'd be 27-24 or something like that. They stuck it to him. If anything, like Duke dressed up the score a little bit. The Wahoos only have 2 losses. Both teams are 500 or better. So I mean, what are we missing here? They also have a much better win. Where do they have Virginia in those bullshit rankings?
19. Actually, not as bad as I thought it might.
Where's
be.
Missouri?
22. They're like right behind them. They have Michigan ahead of Virginia.
You know what I hate is because they do the hypothetical. Like their answer is the hypothetical. On a neutral field. Well, what's the point of the season?
No, like the SEC has never lost a hypothetical game. They are so fucking good in those hypothetical bye games.
Absolutely ridiculous. So, at number 12, I have the Alabama Crimson Tide. Roll Tide.
They're an interesting team.
What number did the committee rank them?
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. They hit Alabama hard.
Okay.
Bama's at 10.
Not hard enough, but
yeah, I mean, but like they had them at 4. So I mean,
I'm just saying Florida State's in 15th place in the ACC.
Yeah. Alabama, they got to win the Iron Bowl to get in. There's a lot of pressure on DeBoer in that game.
Oh, I can't wait to watch that thing.
Oh my god, if you lose,
because Durkin's trying to get that job. Apparently, you win that job's yours. All right, let's go.
Yeah. Yes.
At number 11, I have the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Now, like I said, I would still put Miami ahead of Notre Dame if they win out. But what Notre Dame did at Pitt was they finally had like a good win besides USC, right? At Pitt, from a record standpoint, removing your emotions from it, Mac, would be and the way they won.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Yeah. I mean, you have to give that value, and I gave it big time value. So I got the Irish at number 11. At number 10, I have the Oklahoma Sooners. Big time win. They still should have. If it was me, I wouldn't have played Mateer because they would have used that crutch. He didn't play, and they'd be sitting pretty. They'd probably be number 2 in the nation or some shit.
They talked about it a lot. They talked about it tonight. They said Oklahoma Mateer was compromised in the games they lost. I go.
Well, then isn't Navy and isn't Texas Tech and isn't Utah and isn't
yeah, I go.
I mean, how many teams have had quarterbacks out?
I go, here we go.
Those ones right there.
Selected
Arizona State.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Sooners, though, great defense, great win. Number 10 in the nation. At number 9, the Oregon Ducks, quack, quack. Well, here was the problem for Oregon. Yes, Indiana won, which helped their resume on their loss. And yes, they did beat Minnesota, who's actually one of the better teams they've played on the schedule. Problem is, Northwestern is no longer a winning team by definition. Right? So that took a hit. Another thing is, wait, who was the other one that took a hit? Wisconsin, because Indiana blew out Wisconsin. Also, Oklahoma State lost to Kansas State. I actually thought about putting them at 10 and putting Oklahoma at 9. But the fact that Oklahoma's lost twice, I think you have to put Oregon at 9. What'd they put Oregon at?
7. But they talked about it. If USC goes in there this weekend, it could get dicey for Oregon.
We'll see. At number 8, I have BYU. They have BYU behind Oregon.
They have BYU behind Alabama.
Because remember, Oregon, Iowa lost this past weekend, so I was not looking as good record wise. Were they 6-4?
Yeah. They have BYU at outside the top 10.
I'm just trying to understand this there. So BYU's only loss is on the road at their number 5 team. Their number 5 is Texas Tech, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's an awesome loss to have, right? By definition on their rankings. Right? Their wins though, East Carolina is tied for first place in the AAC.
On the road.
They won on the road there. ECU is still alive to make the playoffs. They won at Arizona, who is 7-3.
Not ranked.
On the road.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
They won against Utah, which they have ranked number 11.
12.
What am I missing here? They also just beat TCU, who is 6-4.
Yeah.
That's a great resume.
And they're not even in the top 10. They're not even in the top 10.
I mean, short of what? I don't even. And they beat Iowa State, who was 6-4 on the road. I mean, how many road games did they go and beat winning like ECU, Arizona, Iowa State, all on the road? They're 3-1. They're 4-1 on the road. Three of the 4 are teams with winning records. What am I missing here?
And they're behind Bama, Notre Dame, Oklahoma, and Oregon.
This is rigged. It's just rigged.
Yeah. I know who's right above them, and you're gonna laugh your ass.
At number 7, I have the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. Look, I know the refs screwed Wake Forest, but if you remove that and just look at the schedule and what they've done, and I know they almost lost to BC last week, which is terrible, but I think Georgia Tech still has enough road wins. Even though I think the more I'm talking to myself, BYU, I think BYU should probably be number 7, Georgia Tech number 8. Who'd they put above BYU?
Alabama, Notre Dame, Oklahoma, and Oregon.
And on a recruiting composite, when none of the recruits even play there, they transfer out or something. Like, what are we doing here? I have Georgia Tech at 7. At number 6, I have Ole Miss. Great win, avoided the upset against Florida. Didn't look great, but avoided the upset. They have Georgia Tech at number 16. They're a 1-loss team.
They're with Texas.
They're a 1-loss team by single digits on the road. What am I missing? At a team that's 500. You know what I mean? Like a team that's going to be a bowl team, I think. But I mean, right now they're not a bowl team, but they're very, very close to being a bowl team. And they've also been fire at home historically.
And Kevin said if Georgia Tech was preseason top 25, they'd be in the top 10. I think they were preseason top 25.
Yeah. Jerry Davis, like I get what you're saying because BYU is kind of fake. I would take any of those teams on a neutral and lay 6 against BYU. Okay, but I probably would too, but I don't think that's how you should evaluate football. Because BYU, let's just say this.
I mean, BYU was a dog at Iowa State. They were a dog.
I was about to say, I took Iowa State to beat BYU. I took Arizona to beat BYU, right? I took Utah to beat BYU. They've won all those games.
Yeah, they were dogs in all those games.
Yeah, they've won all of those games. At some point, you just have to say, well, we don't, and they were dogs by Vegas standards, right? So clearly no one can evaluate that team correctly.
Yeah. Hey, you left out Vandy.
Did I leave out Vandy?
I was wondering how high you had Vandy.
Dude, I think I have it on my, I have Vandy. I think maybe I just fucked up the slides. Hang on one second. How did I fuck this up? Yeah, you know what it was so Missouri wouldn't have been ranked because I had Vandy at number 16 and Miami at 17.
Man, okay. They have Vandy at 14. They did throw a jab at Vandy and they said, we think they might be capped out. We don't know if they can go any higher. I go, what? What do you mean they can't go any higher?
They won against Missouri, who they have ranked.
Yeah, well, then they play at Tennessee, who they have ranked at the end. I go, why can't they go higher?
Yeah. Sorry, I don't know how the fuck I forgot that when building the slides.
I know.
So I need someone to look at my shit before we go live. Georgia Tech at 7. At number 6, I have Ole Miss. And then the rest is pretty. Did they have Georgia ahead of Ole Miss?
Yeah, they have Georgia.
Okay,
4.
good. Georgia, I think should after last week's win, I think they deserve to be they deserve to be ahead of Ole Miss. So Dogs at 5, Texas Tech at 4, and then you guys know the rest. That didn't change. Ohio State at 3, A&M at 2, Indiana at 1. Where do they have A&M in that thing?
3.
Okay.
Ohio State 1, Indiana 2. I mean, I agree with you. It should be what you have, but they everybody just keeps saying Ohio State's undoubtedly the best team in the country.
Well, it just doesn't make any sense though, because like if they're gonna, where do they have Notre Dame?
9.
So they have A&M beating the number 9 team on the road.
Yeah.
What do they have as Ohio State's best win? Texas, right? Which is number what?
17, and Oregon on the road for Indiana.
And that was hosting Texas. It just doesn't make any sense. These idiots in these rooms, it's just corrupt. It's just corrupt because it doesn't make any sense. Based on their own rankings, it doesn't make sense.
It just keeps going. They just keep saying the eye test, and I'm like, well, I think Indiana and Texas A&M have passed the eye test too. I mean, Jesus Christ, A&M had one game where they struggled a little bit, and Indiana had one game where they struggled a little bit. I mean, they have looked the fucking part too. That Ohio State's not the only team that has looked the part.
Yeah, I just don't get it. I don't get it. All right, folks. Now we go to our next segment. I just told you it's going to be a long show. The Dantabase Top 25 is done. Sorry about Vanderbilt. I definitely had him in there. I'm just a fucking moron. And next up, look, I want to ask you about first year coaching grades on November 19th, Mac. I'm going to quick fire a bunch of coaching grades for you. Bill Belichick, North Carolina. What grade would you give it right now?
What would I give Chapel Bill? Probably a C-.
Jake Decker, Wake Forest.
Oh shit. A.
Blake Harrell, East Carolina.
B+.
Tim Albin, Charlotte.
D.
Scott Frost, UCF.
C. Average.
Willie Simmons at FIU.
B+.
Zach Kitley, Florida Atlantic.
B-. Solid.
Jerry Mack, Kennesaw State.
Oh, A+.
Charles Kelly, Jacksonville State.
A+.
Rich Rod, I want your honest take right now.
C+.
For me, it's exactly what I anticipated.
Yeah, I was gonna say C+. I mean, he's on his 5th string quarterback. He's 3 out of 4 wide receivers out, 4 out of 5 offensive line, but they've got him better despite having all the injuries, and they're heading in the right direction. I mean, they almost just knocked off Arizona State in Tempe. So yeah, a little bit slow. Maybe even B- because you want to see the trajectory. So it was a culture year. B-.
Next up, KC Keeler, Temple.
B+. Solid year.
Joe Haresmiak.
D-. I won't give him an F. It's still UMass.
Yeah, because you covered tonight. Yurmovich, Mike Yurmovich.
Oh shit, this is a good one. I'll say 4 and 6. B. Solid year. B+ actually probably.
Matt Drinkall.
A.
I agree.
Great first year.
Eddie George. I think you should factor in timing for this one. Because he was hired in April or May.
Yeah, I was gonna say B-.
Yeah. Phil Longo.
Ugh. D+.
Scotty Abel. Rice.
What's Rice sitting at now? Shit, this is a good job. B+.
Bronco. Mendenhall.
Exactly what I thought. B. Solid.
Eck.
A. Done a great job.
A+, right?
Yeah, he's on the verge of A+.
Mullen.
A+, you're right. Fucking Mullen. A.
You got to say A, I think,
A.
right?
This fucking Fugazi fucking team. A. He wins.
Yeah.
Gotta hate them.
Jimmy Rogers.
B. B and B+. Solid year, especially when you consider the fucking schedule.
Yeah. Frank Wright. I think he's done better than I thought he would.
I was gonna say he's B-. B-. Like, he's solid. He's picked off a couple teams at home.
Yeah. Matt Entz. This is a fucking A+ right here too.
I was gonna say
I think I slept on this one a little bit.
A. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fresno's got a good culture compared to New Mexico. That's the only reason I go Eck over Entz.
I believe that is all of our coaches. Let's get into the fun of it at the Land Down Under. All right, folks, the Land Down Under is my favorite segment. Not really, but I mean, it's the people's favorite, they say, and we even have music for it too. Welcome to the Land Down Under. Yeah. We talk hypothetical bullshit, yeah. Stephen A. Smith gets $40 million a year doing this. All right. Pop quiz, hot shot. Best rivalry game happening this week. The Brawl of the Wild, Montana State. Cal Stanford, the big game. Florida, Tennessee. And Harvard, Yale, the game. And please rank these.
The big game because of the history. the band play.
Yeah. I love the Cal Stanford rivalry. I think it's slept on.
Yeah, it definitely is. And then the Brawl of the Wild, I think, is next. Then I would go the game and then Florida, Tennessee. Like, Florida, Tennessee is great, but it's got no name.
Yeah. Well, and Florida, it's been a little one-sided historically.
Yeah.
But Sammy in the chat saying the Brawl of the Wild name is just fantastic. That might be the best.
Yes.
Like that, you got the Deeper Than Hate and stuff like that, and 100 Miles of Hate. But Brawl of the Wild, man, fire. All right, pop quiz. Here we go. Which Week 10 upset is more likely? Delaware knocking off Wake Forest, Coastal Carolina knocking off South Carolina, Rutgers upsetting Ohio State, or UAB knocking off South Florida, and rank all four.
Rutgers is 4. One
Which is hilarious because it's the only Power 5 on Power 5 game.
Yeah, number 1's probably Coastal. South Carolina off that letdown spot against Texas A&M, not eligible for a bowl. Number 2 is probably UAB because Galesh seems distracted. 3, Delaware Wake, weird non-con game, and then 4, Ohio State Rutgers. That'll never happen.
All right, next up we have
fucking Big Ten.
Which Week 10 upset is more likely? San Jose State to knock off the Aztecs in the snapper. Jason Eck in New Mexico to hit rough seas there in Air Force in Colorado Springs. Willie Simmons to knock off Charles Kelly in Jacksonville State, or Zach Kitley knocks off Jim Moore and the Yukon Huskies. Rank them.
FIU 1, Air Force 2, FAU 3, then San Jose because it's a road game.
All right. Well, I think I agree. All right. Which upset's more likely here? Miami loses in Blacksburg to Virginia Tech. Arkansas goes into Darrell K. Royal Stadium and beats Texas. Locksley shuts us up and they beat Michigan. Or Tennessee. Tennessee hasn't won at the Swamp since 2003.
Yeah, that's one. That's an easy one. That's fucking easy.
Okay.
That's easy one. Then I'd probably go Arkansas next, just because Texas is phony. Then Virginia Tech with the energy with Franklin, and then I'll go Maryland, just because Maryland may flirt with it, but can they actually finish it? Probably not, because they suck.
Yeah. Then we have how about this one? Which Week 10 game you want to see least?
Oh God!
Shout out to the SEC, by the way, for this fire
SEC.
November schedule. Doesn't the committee say they value recency? This is another thing that we can shit on here. They said they value recent wins better than wins in September. So why should they be allowed to schedule like this in November? Why?
Can I go a 4-way tie on all four?
So if you're listening audioly, the Week 10 game you want to see least: Charlotte at Georgia. Charlotte is currently 1-10 with their one win being an FCS in a close game. 2 Eastern Illinois at Alabama. 3 Mercer at Auburn. 4 Samford, who fired their football coach already, at Texas A&M. I actually think the best game there is Mercer at Auburn.
Yeah, well, because Auburn's also the worst out of the 4. Yeah, these games are awful. I won't watch any of them. Number 2, Charlotte, I guess. Then Stanford. I mean, EIU at Alabama. Who the fuck wants to watch that? Not even regional.
Can't even get on the schedule.
Like, at least Mercer and Sanford are in the fucking South. Like,
yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, you could see like a former athletic director, someone that worked at Auburn's at Mercer or something, but the Eastern Illinois one, what? What is Eastern Illinois' record in the FCS right now?
Get out of here with this.
I think it's terrible. I think it's like they're a 3-win team in the FCS or something like that.
Yeah.
Absolutely ridiculous. How is that game safe too? They always talk about player safety, right? It's like we're calling targeting on every other play, but you got like a 2-win FCS team taking on a bunch of 5 stars. Ridiculous. All right, next up. The biggest disappointment in 2025, and rank them in order: 1, Clemson; 2, Penn State; 3, Liberty; 4, Boise State.
Penn State's 1. Clemson's 2. God, all 4 of these suck.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll go Liberty 3 because that league that they're in is not very good. Boise's still in a down year, 6-4.
Yeah.
At least they have a winning record. I mean, what's Liberty's record, by the way? Oh, they're 4-6.
Don't remind me.
Yeah. What a fucking joke.
White Tiger ain't getting no Christmas presents. Next up, Week 10 game you want to see most out of these ones: Duke at Carolina. Chapel Bill's first ever words he said was beat Duke. Kentucky at Vanderbilt, TCU at Houston, and Louisville at SMU, and rank them. Kentucky Vandy, I think, might be the most intriguing, right? Because you have Kentucky playing for a bowl. I don't know though, because Houston's alive to win the Big 12. I mean, SMU's alive to win the ACC. Duke's alive to win the ACC. All 4 have implications.
I'll go Duke Carolina 1, just because it's Belichick's first game in this rivalry. Then I'll go Kentucky Vandy, TCU Houston, then Louisville.
So exactly the scream. Okay. Or the screen. Yeah. All right. Next up, we have the game you want to see most here between the group of 5 opponents: North Texas at Rice, ECU at UTSA, Tulane at Temple, and Washington State at JMU, and rank that order.
Basically, all the fucking teams that can't lose this weekend in the American.
And then JMU, yeah, right.
I mean, that game is random as hell. Tulane at Temple, I think, is one. I don't know why. I've had it circled. Then North Texas Rice, then ECU UTSA. I should do a money line parlay with fucking Rice, UTSA, and Temple all in the money line just to continue this chaos. Then Wazoo at JMU.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. All right, week 10 game you want to see most here. USC at Oregon, Pitt at Georgia Tech, major implications. BYU at Cincinnati, major implications. And even Missouri at Oklahoma, major implications.
I mean, and you know what's nice is 1 and 4 have history. USC, Oregon, Pac-12, Missouri, Oklahoma, Big 12. I'll go USC, Oregon 1 just because of the history, and then
even Pitt, Georgia Tech has been playing for a long time. BYU, Cincinnati is the only fish out of water.
That's definitely the last BYU, Cincinnati. I'll go USC, Oregon, then probably Pitt, Georgia Tech, then Missouri, Oklahoma, because I think Missouri's still on the backup quarterback.
I'm hearing that that might not be the case.
Okay, well, that at least gives
monitor that. I think Prbula might be back.
Yeah.
All right.
Last.
And then, all right, what will be the next head coach hired? Just the next one hired, announced between these four. Lane Kiffin, Eli Drinkwitz, Brian Kelly, Alex Galesh.
Galesh 1, Drinkowitz 2, Brian Kelly 3, Lane Kiffin 4. He's staying.
Brian Kelly, you think he's not gonna take a year off? You think he's gonna go right? He's gonna pull a Franklin, go right into it?
Does anybody want him in the media?
No.
He might be the only guy that knows. They're like, we don't even want you in the media.
All right, folks, that is our show. We will be back in about 30 minutes with college basketball for a fire slate. Give Moneyline Mac a follow on Twitter at Moneyline_Mac. I'm on Twitter at TheColbyD. The College Football Experience is on Twitter at TCE on SGPN. Till next time, this is the College Football Experience. Thanks for all the donations and everyone in the chat. You guys are awesome. Have a wonderful night. See you on the basketball show, hopefully. And you better start thinking about yours. And we out of here. Run and shoot. We can